Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Toya Talks Wrestling. Today, we're going to be talking about Smackdown from last week and Raw from yesterday. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to be doing that from now on when it's worth it. I'm not going to watch every Smackdown because, well, you know what? Lately, it's been kind of, I don't want to say good. It's been decent the last couple of days since Kevin Owens came back. To be fair, other than Kevin Owens versus the CM Punk thing on SmackDown, there's really not much to talk about, but we're gonna talk about what we can, I guess. Anyways, sorry I feel sick. I feel terrible. I feel like crap. If you know, you know. Let's go ahead and talk about last week on SmackDown. So let's start with the ladies. We had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss talking and everything else, and she was thanking Alexa Bliss, Charlotte was for coming in and saving her and everything else, and then Alexa Bliss was like, well, I didn't come save you and everything else like that. And she's like, oh yeah, Tatum Paxton. Tatum Paxton comes out and said that she needed some blood. Someone, I don't know. I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And we had the Jade and the Not So Baddies. I don't know what they're called, the Not So Baddies, whatever. Anyways, Jade and Not So Baddies they come in and they start talking, and I think it was Michin, because honestly I wasn't really watching. I was in the other room, but I was listening, and I think Michin was telling her that because of her, blah 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 blah, whatever. Either or. Think next week, which would be this week, and I believe that SmackDown was recorded yesterday. That's why Raw was earlier. It came on earlier yesterday, so I think they recorded SmackDown. So SmackDown's being recorded. So if that's the case, you have Michin versus Tatum Paxton next today. Well, not today, but on this Friday, which is gonna be a tape show. I think. I know Monday is gonna be a tape show. Because I think the following Monday, isn't there like Labor Day or something like that, or Memorial Day or some shit? I can't remember which one it is. One of those two, right? It's coming. So I think both of them are taped, but that's what I heard. But I know Raw ain't gonna come back until next following Monday, the 14th. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Anyways, so they have a match and everything else like that. We have Chelsea Green. He was with Tiffany and they were talking backstage, and then Paige comes in to talk about how cool it was and brave it was, how Nick Aldis let Chelsea Green keep the title, and how brave she was and how brave she is and everything else like that, and I was talking a little bit about Nikki Bella and everything else. And then that's when Fatal Influence comes in. They started talking shit, and I don't know, they made a match not because I'm not sure. I was really confused about what just happened in that segment, because Paige was like, I'm gonna take away your US title from Jason Jane, and then Chelsea and Tiffany said, we're gonna take away your tag titles. I'm just like, well, what, huh? I don't know. I know that this Friday it's gonna be Chelsea Green and Tiffany versus Nia and Lash. So I don't know. They lose. Look, if they lose again, wow, they don't give a shit about fucking Chelsea Green. And I mean, I get why they would do that, because they probably would build up, for Tiffany to become heel, because she's like constantly losing all the time. And it's like, well, she's losing all the time because she's friends with Chelsea Green, doesn't pay to be Chelsea Green's friend anymore, blah 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 blah. I can understand that, but at the same time, poor Chelsea, poor Poor Chelsea. Yeah, get a break. She cannot get a break. I don't know whether I have a women's match. Oh yeah, but there was a women's match. So we had one of the interviewers, I don't know, was Kathy or Jackie, one of them, to do an interview, what's his face? Blake Monroe. Blake, not Blake. Blake Monroe. And she was like, well, you finally are gonna debut your first match and everything else like that against, she was fighting against Julia. Who? Yeah, exactly. She was like, well, I shouldn't even fight Julia. I should be fighting a champion. Even if it's Chelsea Green, I should be in championship material and stuff like that. And all this other stuff. But now I have to find something where in this horrible town. I think they were in Toronto, Canada. And everything else like that. So we had our first match where they had Julia. She had an entrance. So they had music and everything. And I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that's great. Wait a minute. It didn't last that long. Okay, because as soon as she came out like halfway through, and then she gets pummeled by Blake Monroe. Blake, why can't I say Blake? Blake Monroe, and she gets pretty much jumped by her, and then fucking they put her in the ring, they ring the bell, she does a finishing move, and that was it. It was so fucking quick. It was just that quick and everything else like that. I don't know why we didn't get Monroe's entrance. I know that they are getting a new one for her because she ain't having the same one she had in NXT, which I don't think I've ever seen that one. I gotta go check it out, but I heard it was pretty good. So I don't know what they're gonna do for her. I don't know. All I know is that she's been around in the main roster for like a few months now. Then you have Tatum, who's been around for like 2 weeks, and she already got the match. And she has the match next week, or not next week, but this week, I guess, and everything else like that. I'm just like, okay. I don't know what's going on over here, but something's going on over here. We had Mr. Trick Williams and Little Yachty come out, and Trick Williams is like, you know what, he wants his title back. Freaking tired of not having this title. You know, Baron Corbin cheated by hitting him with the title twice and everything else like that, and he can't beat him and all this other stuff like that, and all everything blah 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 blah. So then Baron Corbin comes out and says, you're not getting another opportunity and everything else like that. You don't deserve it. Says, you lost twice to me. I'm not giving you another opportunity. He's like, worse. And then Trick Will's like, where's the title? And Baron Corbin's like, it's me getting a haircut, because if you've seen the United States title, it's full of fur. It's full of fur because, you know, Trick Williams likes to wear his little it's huge fur coat, his white fur coat. So the whole thing is fur, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever. So it's full of fur, so he's getting a haircut and everything. And thing is, so they started talking and everything else, and it ended up where like they ended up getting into a fight and everything else like that. Where Little Yachty started beating up on Baron Corbin with the kendo stick, and then they started jumping him and everything else like that. Where they beat him up, and finally Baron Corbin ends up outside and says, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an opportunity to get your title back. Get the title back. Sunday night's main event, you can have your title shot back, but only if Little Yachty could like stand 5 minutes in the ring with Baron Corbin. So Little Yachty, who's not a wrestler, he's a rapper, has to be in the ring with Baron Corbin for 5 minutes. So kind of like beat the clock kind of challenge thing. I don't think he has to fight him. You don't have to pin him or anything like that. I mean, that'd be cool if he did, but I think that he should just do the 5 minutes. I don't think he should do anything else. You know, beat the clock, you know what I'm saying, and like that for 5 minutes. I think he can. I believe in you, Lil Y'all. Talk about Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Kevin Owens. So I think in the beginning of the show, and I didn't watch this part, so I'm sorry. So I'm just kind of going by what I saw in the video that I've seen. Cody Rhodes obviously wants Randy Orton, blah 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 blah. Randy Orton goes up to Kevin Owens, says, if you win the match, I'm coming after you, and everything else like that. And I think he did the same thing Punk as well. It says Punk was like, I'm looking forward to it, whatever, blah. Fowler was talking to Kevin Owens saying, got your back in there because you could have warned me in a match and everything. I got to you to. Kevin Owens was like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry about that. That's okay, don't worry about it. Now you just need to keep Punk get that title. And that's when Finn Balor comes in and he's like, oh, you know, you ruined my match at SummerSlam and everything else like that. And don't worry about Finn Balor and everything. Even though he's like talking shit about Finn Balor. It doesn't matter, it's like right there. And I'm just like, you just gonna say all that shit and right in front of his face? And like, Finn, you ain't gonna say anything? Okay, come on now, Finn. Come on now. And everything else like that. You have then Finn Balor goes, just ignore him and everything. He finally puts Gunther leaves and he goes back and Finn Balor starts talking to Kevin Owens again, says, hey, you know, don't worry about him and everything else. I'll take care of him, blah, 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 blah. And so they did that. I think, what did Randy Orton talk to Kevin Owens or did Randy Orton talk to Punk? I don't know. Sure, can't remember. It was a lot of backstage promos and everything was bitching again about the, you know. But I mean, to be fair, I guess he had a lot to bitch about because of Randy Orton ruining his match with Cody Rhodes, because he said whoever wins that match in Cody Rhodes, he would be the number one. Whoever wins the match in Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn will be the number one contender to whoever wins between CM Punk and wins. But that match never happened because of Randy Orton. So I can understand and I can see why he could be mad and pissed off. I get it. I understand. However, act like an adult, fucking Sammy. Anyways, there's some other stuff that happened. Doesn't matter. Let's go to the match. That was like the best part of fucking Smackdown. Okay, so we had Kevin Owens versus CM Punk in Toronto, Canada. This is like the first time in like a long time I've heard people actually booing CM Punk. I get it that, you know, it's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is from Canada and everything else like that. But if people boo CM Punk, I'm just like, wow, okay, cool. That was crazy. So they had a really good match, a lot of close calls and everything else like that. I honestly, I was like, are they gonna give it to Kevin? Or are they gonna keep it on Punk? I wasn't sure. Like I said before, like these kind of matches that I see, like where they're so intense and they're so fucking good, I'm just like sitting on the edge of my seat just wondering. I'm just wondering, like, I kind of have a feeling I know what they're going to do, but I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know as well. So I'm just like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? So we get towards like the end of the match and everything else like that, and of course, the ref gets knocked out by, I think by Punk first, and then by fucking Kevin, or maybe it's the other way around. Doesn't matter. He gets knocked out. So I think it was. Then I think Kevin Owens does the stunner. And, you know, he gets to count to like 12. So I'm like, okay, he got to beat him like 3 times already, but whatever. And then, so then, you know, that's when CM Punk kicks out. And then now CM Punk goes to GTS. And the ref's still out, by the way. And he gets a count of like 12, which is like win 3 times too. So I'm like, okay, so these guys could have won like 6 times each. Cool. Whatever. And then that's when CM Punk went to go get the ref and everything, try to wake him up and everything else like that, because the ref is outside the ring by this time. He tried to wake up the ref, and as he's trying to wake up the ref, he sees Sami Zayn come out, and he pretty much, he rams CM Punk into one of the poles on the ring and everything else like that, and he pretty much gets into that blah blah blah. He gets in there and he starts beating them up, and he throws Punk back into the ring. Now Kevin Owens doesn't see this, right? Kevin Owens is knocked out, and he's like waking up and everything. So Kevin Owens does like a power bomb or some shit like that, and that's when Sami Zayn puts in breath, and Kevin Owens goes and pins CM Punk. 1, 2, CM Punk kicks out. And I'm like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm like, are you serious right now? This cannot be real. And that's when and then the ref gets like, the ref is like kind of out of it, so the ref is like laying down and everything else, whatever. And then Sami Zayn goes up on the apron. He's like, go get him and everything else. He's like handing him, he goes and gets the title, and he's trying to hand Kevin Owens the title. It's like, here, take the title, go hit him with it, right? And Kevin Owens was like kind of like thinking about it, but then Kevin Owens was like, you know what, no, I don't want to. I'm gonna do this the right way. We're gonna do this the right way and everything else like that. It's not like this. And Sami Zayn is like, you know what, I am sick of the title, this fucking shit. And he ends up hitting Kevin Owens in the face with the title, and which CM Punk sees it, for sure, right? And CM Punk takes advantage, does the GTS, 1, 2, 3. CM Punk retains his title and everything else like that. And Sami Zayn's on the outside of the ring, and he's like kind of like talking to himself and everything else like that. CM Punk is posing or whatever on top of the fucking ring post and everything, blah 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 blah. And that's when Sami Zayn attacks CM Punk and everything else like that. He attacks CM Punk, and then he attacks Kevin Owens, and he attacks CM Punk again, and he attacks Kevin Owens and everything else like that. And then he starts holding up the title and everything else like that. So I don't know what this means. I don't know if we're gonna go triple threat. I don't know if we're gonna have another one-on-one with Sami versus Punk. I don't know. I would assumed that we were gonna have a Sami versus Kevin Owens. I would have assumed. You know what? I don't mind. I don't mind. Because whenever Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go at each other, it's always just so much fun to watch, and it's entertaining and everything else like that. And sometimes Kevin Owens the heel, sometimes Sami is the heel. I think Sami is the heel and Kevin Owens is the face now. So I don't mind. I don't care. I figured that was what we're going to do and everything else like that. But I don't know what's going to go on with Punk. Was saying, like, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have Punk versus Sami again. We're gonna have a triple threat. I have no idea, but I'm interested to see what's going on. I don't blame Sami, right? I don't blame Sami for what he did. I wish we would have had a winner. Well, we did have a winner, but I wish there was no one interfering. I get what he did, but also it's like, oh man. We shall see. Alright, well, let's go ahead and fast forward to Monday Night Raw with yesterday, which was a decent show. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there's some stuff I'm just like, whatever. But, whatever I think is whatever. Somebody might think it's good, so it's a little bit for everybody, you know what I mean? Anyways, start off with the ladies first. So we had Stephanie Vancouver going up against Roxanne Perez, and this was a pretty decent match. With a little bit slow start and everything else. It was her first match back since being gone since WrestleMania, and I think she did pretty well and everything. He ended up getting the win over Roxanne Perez, even though Liv Morgan and Raquel got involved, and Becky Lynch came in and saved Stephanie her and everything. Yeah, but next week, Monday, or is it? Yeah, I think next Monday we'll have a match between Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Raquel for the championship, which I don't think she's gonna win it, but we shall see. We had Soruka come and talk to one of the interviewers, Jackie or Kathy, I don't know. Say congratulations on your win over Lyra last week, and next week that you are going to get a match with El Rodriguez for the title and everything. And she's like, yes, I had to go through a lot of stuff and stuff like that, and I had to go beat Lyra and everything else, but I plan on winning, blah blah blah. And then Io Sky comes in and basically like, you know, congratulations, good luck next week and everything else like that. And so Brooke like, well, it wouldn't have been for you, I wouldn't have gotten that championship match in the first place, so I want to thank you. And that's when Lyra Becca, who this looks like shit. She looks like ice steel. Okay, have you seen her? She just looks terrible. Like, and I don't know where this gimmick is going and what are we doing with it and everything else like that. This is like worse than when Baron Corbin left all his money or whatever, and he was like homeless Corbin or something like that, or unhappy Corbin. What was he again? I don't fucking remember. It's just I can't. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Did she get punished too? Like, I don't know what was happening. But Lyra back here is like, you know what? I'm not angry. I came here to congratulate you, but apparently Io Sky already did that and everything else like that. I came here as a friend thing and everything else, because last time you fought with her, did you break your face or something like that? How about you just give Lyra the title shot, and then we can run it back once I win the championship from Raquel. And Cobra was like, look man, I beat you fair and square and everything else like that. No, I'm not gonna give you my title shot. You want a title shot, he goes, you want a title shot, you know, you gotta earn it and everything else like that. And just like got mad. Lyra Victoria got angry and everything else, and told Io, what are you looking at and everything else. And Io was like, and then she leaves, and Io was like scary, and I'm like, it ain't scary. I don't know, but it's scary. It's definitely like, what the fuck? I don't know, but yeah, I again, I don't know if Bailey comes back. I don't know if he fights Bailey. I don't know. I have no idea what this kid. I hope Triple H knows, because I don't know. We had the semi-final. for the match, for his match, stuff like that. And Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough was bitching and complaining that Rey Mysterio was not Rey Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio wasn't in the door match and everything else like that. And Rey Mysterio goes, well, you're not a luchador, that's why you were in this fucking match. What are you talking about? And I have said this before, and I'll say it again, if you were in the match, Dom, you would have to win the damn thing. And nobody wants to see Dominic versus fucking Roman Reigns, okay? We don't want to see it. We're not interested at all. Sorry. As they were talking and everything else like that, that's when Javon Evans comes in. And he comes and he pretty much beats the crap out of both JD and Dominic Mysterio, because last week it was Dominic who fucking attacked, Dominic attacked, yeah, Javon Evans after, you know, what's his face, Big Cass came after him and everything else, and that Big Cass finished him off just last week, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Rey Mysterio goes, oh, congratulations, oh, he's like, thank you, and everything else like that. He goes, there, no problem. He's like, they're like, well, good luck, and that's what I'm gonna do to, and then Javon Evans like, that's what I'm gonna do to Big Cass, and then what's his face, Rey Mysterio's like, well, good luck with that and everything else. And he's like, thank you. So they had a match with Big Cass versus Javon Evans, and it was a pretty decent match. Javon Evans kind of looked strong and everything else like that, but you know, he ended up losing to Big Cass, which I assumed that was gonna happen because Big Cass had to win. That was his first match. Like, I kind of had him lose, but I think they did a decent job of making, now, beat him clean and everything else. He didn't cheat or anything else like that. So I don't know if that's the end of Big Cass and Javon Evans. I would imagine so, but maybe Javon Evans has busy with Dominic Mysterio now, because after the match, Dominic and JD pretty much attacked Javon Evans, and then Dominic did the frog splash on Evans. So I don't know, maybe he does something with that. I have no idea, but it was a decent match all in all. We had a backstage segment with Pierce and Gable and Ethan Page. So Pierce and Gable were talking. He said, you know, congratulations on retaining your title against Mysterio and everything else like that. He's like, Gable's like, thank you very much, and blah blah blah. Says, I might have something for you. I'm looking into it right now. He's like, okay, thank you very much. That's when Pierce leaves and Ethan Page comes in. He's like, oh, congratulations on beating, you know, Rey Mysterio. Because you know how else to beat Rey Mysterio? I did, and everything else like that. And all this other stuff, you know, and everything else. And it seems to me that you don't want to fight anybody. You want to fight all these old timers. You don't want to fight anybody new or anything else like that. And then Gable's like, no, that's not true. And everything else, I want to fight everybody, you know, blah blah blah. And Ethan Page is like, well, I want to fight you and everything else. He goes, yeah, well, I don't. He goes, yeah, I was going to fight you, but since you're talking all this trash about everybody else, I don't think I'm going to fight you anymore. So yeah, I think I could see. I don't think Gable's gonna be champion for long. I could see Ethan Page taking that title by the end of the year. If not by the end of the year, maybe by Royal Rumble. I don't see Gable having that title very long. I'm just saying. I just don't. They went into it. So we had a contract signing for Sunday night's main event between Braun Breaker versus Boba Fett. So in the ring we had Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman, or Adam Pearce, introduces Boba Fett first. Then they introduce Braun Breaker. Or was it the other way around? Whatever, doesn't matter. So, you know, they come in and Braun Breaker pretty much was like, who the hell do you think you are? Right? Who the hell do you think you are? You think you're the future of this company? Why? Because you beat Brock Lesnar? Who cares? Why? Because you pummeled a bunch of people. You're the king of the ring and blah 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 blah. Because like before you came here, like 8 months ago, before you showed up, I was future of WWE and everything else. I had people barking, and I had people saying my name. I was like that. The crowd was like, this crowd was dead, by the way. The crowd was being alive when Obafemi was, but most of the time, the crowd was pretty dead. I don't know. I think they're in Iowa, Canada. I don't know what's going on in Iowa, but it was pretty dead. So he's like, when you show up here and everything else like that, I had everything going on for me, and it was the only person that took me out was me. I took myself out because nobody back there, including you, can take me out and everything else like that. And Obafemi starts laughing like, okay, sure, right? Obafemi just has a smirk on his face. He's laughing and everything else, like whatever. And he's like, I could see back in like 2002 or whatever, if you come over here, you're facing John Cena, you would probably be the face of the company. You'd probably be the future of this company. I could see you, going like, if you had to go next to the big dog, whoever the big dog was, wink wink. I could see you being the future of the company. But now it's 2026, and now you have to go up against someone like me. Chances are very low because you're not the future of this company. I am, and everything like that. Other stuff, blah 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 blah, and everything else like that. You got more competition and everything. And that the ruler, blah 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 blah. I'm blah 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 blah. Sorry. The ruler, the destroyer, blah blah blah. He is the future of the company now. And I'm just like, you guys are both the future of the company. Shut the fuck up. Like, yeah, we get it, we understand. But they start going back and forth and everything else like that. So Braun Breaker says, this is funny. I think it's hilarious and everything like that, because you're gonna realize that you're not gonna beat. You can't beat me. Blah 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 blah. Sunday when you come to Atlanta. And for that main event, I'm going to destroy you and everything else in between. So I'm like, you. And so he signs the contract and he hands it over. He goes, are you going to sign it? Or maybe your daddy should sign it. He looks over at, what's his face? Paul Heyman. And he's like, go ahead, sign it for him. I see the way you talk to him and everything else like that. You want nothing to do with me anymore and everything else like that. So I don't know if he was doing that to be distraction, so he can do a cheap shot on Obafemi because that's what happened, or we actually mean or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but it ended up getting a cheap shot and started attacking Obafemi. And I'm like, all right, here we go. So then they start fighting, and then Austin Theory comes from behind, and he starts jumping Obafemi to no avail. Obafemi pretty much clotheslines but Braun Breaker. He pretty much destroys fucking Austin Theory. Thanks for coming. And Braun Breaker was like thinking about going back into the ring, and he was like, maybe not. Right? And he's basically Obafemi basically said that you can't beat him. Story and everything else. Blah 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 blah. Either or, if I was going to pick a winner of who won this thing, I guess, whatever, I would say Obafemi did. Obafemi just looked strong. He wasn't move. He didn't look weak. It was a great promo. I destroyed it because that's what I do. But the promo was great. They both did great. But I think the point goes to Obafemi on this situation. We will see next week happen. I'm pretty sure something will happen that will make Braun Breaker win. But right now, I think Obafemi is the winner of that contract signing. So let's talk about the main event. which is also the beginning of the show. So in the beginning of the show, they had LA Knight come out. LA Knight basically was like, you know, talking about Roman Reigns. The audience was kind of like, they didn't like it. I don't know why people like Roman Reigns so much. I mean, I like him, but he's a heel, he's not a babyface. Anyways, they talked about Roman Reigns. He talked about Roman Reigns. He talked about all the members of. They talked about how that he had to earn a title shot, like winning a tournament or some shit like that. Said, oh, he goes to make up a tournament. The LA Knight can't be in it because it's only for luchadors. It's not for, you know, LA Knight. Even though the LA Knight means lucha, obviously. Right? No? Oh, okay, sorry. Anyways, he says how he has to go through every freaking member of the family just to get to him. He said one member of his family he trusted was Solo Sikoa, because he had his back and everything like that. So then Solo comes out and he's like, yeah, we were doing all of LA moves. It's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? Or that's not what you want to talk about. That's fucking Cody. What the fuck does LA Knight say? Let me talk to you. Yeah, that's it. Good lord. Wow. I'm sick. Anyways, and you know, he's in the ring with him. He says, and LA Knight's like, look, man, I'll give you 2. That's it. Right? Right. That's your warning shot. Give me 2. So when he said that's your warning shot, here comes the Usos. They come out and they're like, oh, we have a funny guy in the ring and everything else like that. Right? We're gonna bring you to Roman Reigns and gonna come with us, blah 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 blah. I'm like, what, next week? And all this other stuff. And, you know, you spiked Roman, you're supposed to spike LA Knight, and made a huge mistake and everything else. And I'm like, okay, where are we going? Right, let's get to the fucking match. That's where we're going, right? And so it's like, I'll tell you what, looks like you guys wanna fight. Let's fight. Main match tonight and all this other stuff. LA Knight's like, yeah, let's fight. So then we had this match, but before the match we had a segment with Jey Uso versus Jacob. Jacob was like, what are you doing and everything else like that. It goes, Jay and Jimmy's like, don't even talk right now, because you know what this means? This means we are made men. They're talking about the Ula Follows they got last week. It means that you have to listen to us because we're the made men and everything else like that. And Jacob for 2, because I don't listen to you too. I only listen to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns told me not to do anything. After what I did, I didn't do anything. He told me to do something, I will run the fucking play and everything else like that. And Jimmy or Jay, I can't remember which one, he was like, you know, why don't you just stay back here and everything else like that, because see, we're made men, so we're telling you stay back here and everything like that. So then we had LA Knight and Solo go backstage, and Solo's like, you know, I want to thank you for what you did last week and everything else. I goes, you don't need to thank me and everything. You just promised me not to do anything stupid and, you know, else like that. Word and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, oh god, please don't make Solo go turn back to heel again, because Solo is so much funnier and so much fun as a fucking babyface. Everybody loves it, so I'm just like, please don't. So don't do this, right? I'm just like, I hope not. But so there's like, don't worry, make a promise and everything else like that. So the Usos come out, and then Solo and LA Knight come out, and they started fighting and everything else. Nobody fucking cares. Right? So at the end of the match, you had Jey Uso and the Solo, the LA Knight. Can't remember. It doesn't matter, because that's when the guy mask come and attack both Jay and either Solo or LA Knight. I can't remember one. And it turns out that it was this face, Maurice Keys. Maurice Keys a couple weeks ago was destroyed by Jacob too, right? And LA Knight or Solo did not come and try to save him and everything else in the street fight. I mean, to be fair, you know, the Uso didn't come to fucking help with either. So why would Solo and why would Solo and LA Knight come out and help if the other team didn't? I don't understand that, but whatever. So then he goes and attacks him and everything else, and then we got two other people, NXT OTM out the mud. I have no idea. They come out and they start attacking Jimmy and either Solo or LA Knight, whoever's in the fucking ring. So they start attacking him and everything else and beating him up with fucking steel steps and all this other shit and cross fucking bombs and everything else. At the end of the night, it ended up with Royce Keys and OTM being on top and being in the ring while everyone else is dead. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. I did not see Jacob for 2 because Roman Reigns didn't come out there, so I leave him out there. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happens. Now, do we get a 3-way match? Because I can see does Jacob for 2 eventually snap out of it, go over to Royce Keys and the OTM, I guess, and they do a match, and then you have Jimmy J and Roman. They have to fight somebody. They have a fucking match, and they have their group. Then LA Knight and Solo, and they gotta find 2 people as well to go. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I am so confused. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe we have a 2-way. Maybe we have. I know they do. I've known they've done a 3-way, a triple threat. We're working for in NXT, I believe. So it's not like I have not done before. It could be done before. It would be different. I'm so sick and tired of the bloodline always being in the fucking war games. So it doesn't fucking matter who it is. It's always a member of the blood. I am so sick. I really am. But all the time. But if they could do something different, like a 3-way or something like that, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Or you could even have fucking Jacob for 2. I don't know though. Jacob for 2 versus Jacob for 2 with Solo and LA Knight, and then the Odom, which with Royce Keys, and then the Bloodline 333. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to say. I am so confused. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What's going on? I still believe that Roman Reigns should lose to LA Knight. I don't know how. Maybe it will be surprised, and maybe it would be Jacob that helped LA Knight instead of like Solo. Because like I said before, you know, last week I thought Solo was gonna be in the thing, and then LA Knight win a match. But could be fucking Jacob. We don't know. We don't know. We know that next week or whatever, Roman Reigns returns. Just like, you mean he comes back? He's like gone for like a fucking day, and now every time it's like, oh, Roman Reigns returns. I'm just like, who gives a shit? Anybody fucking care? I don't think they do. I know I don't. Anyway, it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that there's some decent matches on the show and everything else. I think that's it. I think that's all. I don't have nothing to say or talk about. I don't think so. I think that is it though. Like I said, we'll find out what's going on Smackdown and Raw next week. Well, I'll talk about it next week. Find out Smackdown. I need to start watching Smackdown like on Sunday. Or totally forget what happened. You know, if it's not like important, I'll just totally forget, which is sad, which is terrible. It doesn't work. Anyways, I just want to thank you so much for watching my videos. Both of you watch my videos. I don't think there's anything. There's not much going on. And if I say, oh, yeah, Ilya Dragunov is gone from WWE. I think he got his release or whatever, which is sad. I really like him. I really thought he was potential. I really wanted to see fucking him versus Gunther, but what can you do, right? Anyways, that's terrible. Maybe I'll talk about that later. I don't know. Other than that, there's not really much going on in wrestling right now. So, guess I will talk to you guys next. But if this isn't going on before then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye!